From the White House flame to the world we roam, we carry the stories that build this home. In kitchens and halls we serve with pride, with culture and honor side by side. We are torchbearers, bold and true, with red, white, and global hues. From medals to meals, from truth to art, we serve the world with a patriot's heart. The United States Presidential Service Center and Global Embassy of Culture, where service meets diplomacy. One world, many flags, one guiding light. Together we rise, together we ride.
Okay, guys. Happy Saturday to you. Getting started here today, trying to crank things up. And we have Vincent is on from Ghana. Great to see you. Shankar, India. What's going on in India tonight? Happy Saturday. It's still Saturday, so we're lucky.
Thank you, Marty. Nice to meet you, Stormy and Vincent. India, actually, today we celebrate the Janmashtami. It's a very important celebration of Lord Krishna's birth, and it means he is the child god, innocent and very, very powerful. There's a little story that goes that I can say at some point in time, but it's really nice. Hello, Tim.
Yeah. Heard from New Jersey, a new member.
Hello.
Good to see
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you. And Brima is on from Sierra Leone. Congratulations for the big day, Shankar.
Thank you. Yes, it is Lord Krishna's birthday, so it's a huge celebration.
Wow. You got to put something in the group for everybody about that holiday.
Sure, I just put it.
Yeah, and thank you. Yesterday, as the Secretary General, you put out a beautiful letter regarding the Independence Day for India.
Yeah, exactly. And what you mentioned also touched me deep, to realize that one is to get independence from another nation, and one is to get independence from our own limiting beliefs, going forward, creating your own freedom and the ability to align with your spirit and express who you really are. So it's beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah. And Pakistan Independence Day was the day before, I think, on Thursday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I know not every Pakistani and Indian gets along, but we're here to promote peace, and that's what our guest speaker is doing, is promoting peace. And I know that the peace talks yesterday, they said they made considerable progress, but I really didn't expect them to have like a mega breakthrough yesterday. It would be nice and everything, but they hadn't. I don't think Putin hasn't talked with anybody for 10 years. So, that's a long time. You're probably going to need to get to know each other and have a few meetings, But also, I would like to, Mr. Secretary General, turn it over to our Secretary for the World, Vincent Adeosun. He's got some awesome news as the secretary regarding the scholarship results. Vincent, can we head on over to you?
All right, thank you so much. Distinguished leaders of the Global Embassy of Culture, also at the United States Presidential Service Center. So we have the news of awarding the first scholarship of its kind to one of our African sister in Nigeria. So the scholarship is going to the tune of $100, and then we have the vote, which happens to be in favor of the scholarship being awarded to the recipient. And so far, so good. The board members have voted. We have 10 board members voting in favor of the scholarship, and then we have one person abstaining. So that is good news. That is just to highlight the importance of culture across different parts of the world. And I believe to a large extent, when you join us, you are joining not just a community whereby we have discrimination or diversity in a lot of chaos. We are joining a community of love, a community where you get to be represented in terms of your voice. And I believe that that is what we represent as the Global Embassy of Culture at the United States Presidential Service Center. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. That is fantastic news. The first time right out of the box here, we have our first scholarship already, and it has been approved. So that's fantastic. I'm just going to mute the microphone. If you can do that, Cola, that'd be great. Thank you. Looks like you did it. Getting some feedback there. But I'll bring that scholarship up right now, the Global Embassy of Culture. We don't allow salaries here. So when people ask me, where all the money in cash is going, we don't allow company cars or anything like that with expenses and buying hotel rooms, things like that. So we put the money into the people and the organization, and everybody else is volunteer. I'll share my screen there on that scholarship application right now. This was really cool, and then we'll take a look at her actual essay. So you guys should be able to see the Global Embassy of Culture Scholarship application, and I see it is up on screen there. Got a couple more people coming in. Welcome, Dr. Charlene from Canada. Welcome, Alf from Germany and Ghana. But yeah, the scholarship was submitted, and she filled out all the paperwork and whatnot. And this scholarship, the most of the power is in putting this onto your LinkedIn profile and your resume. This was Adeosun Victoria. Her first name is Victoria Oluwaseun Adeosun. She lives there in Nigeria, and she's a student, and she's trying to crank up her laptop. So, it's very difficult for her, she said, to go to school. And a lot of the things that you need in school, you have to have a laptop. So because she can't get online, she has to try to go to the school. A lot of the homework issued is to be done on a computer. Any comments about her scholarship? Anybody at all?
Just to say congratulations.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So we're very, very proud of her winning this. This was her essay and agreement. I'd like to share that now. And I know a lot of our board members had a chance to read this and review it. And that's, I think, why we had 10 board members vote for it and only one abstained. And there was nobody who voted against it. So, but this is her scholarship, and she explains here that the funds are going to be put towards buying a computer, even if it's used. But it's very important to be able to do your work. And I go to college right now myself, so this was really awesome. Any further pride to be expressed, Tim? This is some of your money that you've put in with memberships going into a scholarship for a young lady in Africa. Tim Hurd up in New Jersey.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Anytime people get opportunity to to be who they are and change the world is amazing. So I'm all for scholarships. I'm really interested in foreign exchange programs where people can experience different opportunities around the world. For Kualaway, I believe are you on Kualaway?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's on. Let me see. Let me bring him up on screen. A lot of people came in.
Yeah, so one of our vision is to have an education program. So anytime that we can invest in young lives and open up the doors of opportunity. Can you hear me? Okay?
Yeah. We might need Callaway to mute himself. If you can, yeah, there he goes. He put mute on now.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Yeah. Anytime we can invest in young lives to open up the doors of opportunity, I believe that the investment is the potential. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get adjusted and trying to understand everything about this community. We have a lot going on within our own team, but it seems like our visions are lining up, especially when we're talking about education. In Kualaway, him and I have been working together for close to 3 years. We share a very similar vision of education. Our focus is on agricultural infrastructure and education. So design, build, teach as we go along. We're going to hit up a lot of the different sustainable development goals. Our main project is Operation Green Ice. We want to decarbonize the South Pole station. We'd also like to have other countries involved in the process. So this is our big idea, and however way we can help this organization grow and create opportunities for others is our passion. So thank you.
Absolutely. And the cool thing about this scholarship that shocked me is this woman is going to school and is doing medical studies. She's a third-year medical student at Oslo State University. And she talked about here, like how hard it is to do your homework and stuff if you don't own, the soft copy textbooks. The lecturer slides are not available in hardcover, and she's using her phone to go to school, which is very, very, very difficult to do, and holding a laptop. So literally change her life. And I think this was where it was really cool that Alf in Germany said, this is probably not going to be enough money. And certainly anybody that would like to contact our secretary to do more money to figure out what it's going to take to get her even a used laptop. I know those are very popular around here. We have a guy, he runs a computer dealership here in Kings Mountain, North Carolina. He goes down to the pawn shop and he'll buy 3-4 used laptops. He brings them back to the computer shop. He erases them, loads them with Microsoft and everything. And then, he's selling laptops for like $200. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. So if I can interject a little bit, I'm trying to stay focused on I have a lot of things going on. One of our other partners, Utadi, him and I are working on a recycling program where we can recycle computers and telephones for college students around the world. It's not easy. I need help. We need help. So however way we can make this all happen, I've reached out to Prince Faisal of the UAE, asking for maybe some donations from their countries. The government, they have laptops and old cell phones. I don't know how big we can go. It's hard. It's hard to understand how to meet these needs.
Start in your own backyard. So I'd be willing to bet this lady knows at least 2 other students that need a used computer that's been refreshed, erased, and has at least Windows 10 or 11 on it. Maybe Vincent wants to try to pick this up, and we get her. She'll be the first one to get the used computer, and that's why this is so important to have these meetings to work across the earth. And then, from there, maybe we can go on to number 2 and number 3. But we have the need right here in front of us with Vincent. We have the need, so that's important. And he probably needs to figure out what the answer is to get her this laptop there.
It's interesting. It's interesting because, I see the need. I deal with a lot of different people from around the world. Even my own partner, Utadi, is in need of a cell phone. So we're trying to get him a cell phone. At the same time, I work for a large corporation. I work for Con Edison, the utility company for New York City. So I see the waste. I see the amount of waste that we have. We have boxes of cell phones just sitting in my office, old ones just sitting there. So,
Wow.
how do we get those cell phones and distribute them? I don't know. I talk to a lot of different people within my own corporation, but I need more help. I can't do this all on my own because I have other things happening too at the same time. So we're gonna need to subdivide and have a group completely committed to this project itself. With everything that we have going on, there's so much confusion, even politically, what's going on in the world. But we have to stay focused and stay the course. If anybody's interested in helping me to get these cell phones and laptops distributed to the right people, I'd be happy to work with you.
Am I audible here?
Yes.
Can you hear me? It's Charlene Doka-Bauer from Canada. I've been involved in that type of initiative, and I was re-imaging old laptops and computers for students. I was a high school teacher, and that's where I found child pornography on a system, which helped spearhead all the work that I'm doing in online child protection. I got computers from a service agency that started collecting them. People had discarded their computers because it's so hard to just throw out a computer. And if you could get a service agency of some kind on board with this to get computers for disadvantaged students, which was what I was doing for high school students, that's your best wet bet to be able to get people on board with it and ready. Now, the Lions Club, different types of organizations, all want to help disadvantaged children, and that would be where I would start.
Would you be willing to start a subcommittee?
Well, I'll tell you, I have so much on my plate. I could certainly give you some information about how to go about it, but also the warning that it's important to investigate what's on the computer first, which is how I discovered the child pornography, because you have to format, you have to re-image the machine. Right. You can't just put Windows on it and so on, because then you're liable. So there's a lot to do. I could be on an organizing committee if you wish, and have periodic meetings. Sure, I'll do that because I've done it.
Yeah, I think we don't want to be like shipping the computer to somebody. Like the Global Embassy of Culture authorizes and certifies these 15 laptops are now being shipped here or there. What our encouragement is to take this money with the scholarship and start right there where the need is. This lady needs a laptop. So I think if Vincent was to identify where they're going to get the laptop from, if it's going to be brand new or used, if it is used, then, that's what I noticed here with the computer dealer. He actually, he takes the laptops from the pawn shop. He only buys like 3 or 4 at a time. He erases
Right.
them. He's a Microsoft certified dealer. He erases the drive completely. He makes sure that it's working. If it's not, he has to put a new drive in, sometimes a new speaker board, a new camera. But once he
Right.
gets that thing up and running, he then sells the computers from his physical entity and his company, and people come in and buy them because they can't really afford a brand new laptop at Best Buy. They would like to go to Best Buy and buy the $2,000 laptop,
Right.
which has 16 gigabyte of RAM and maybe Windows 11 and blah blah blah. So I think that if Vincent is able to power through on a subcommittee of this and have a success right there in Nigeria with the scholarship winner, then we can take that model and say, look, we've already done this, and we can now move it forward, and we'll have some reference data to do that. But he really is
Yeah.
the better person to do this because this is his sister, and that's why he
Yeah.
recused himself from voting, because he didn't want to have a conflict of interest. So he recused himself and abstained with his vote.
Hey, Marty,
Well,
can
I
I
think
interject something?
Anytime.
Yeah, I apologize for cutting you off. I understand what you're saying. One thing that you mentioned was that we need to start in our own backyard. I'm in disagreement with that. We have a timeline to meet with these sustainable development goals, 2030 and 2050, and we're 5 years away from 2030. So I think we need to scale up big time in order to make these things happen. How do we get that happen? I think we need to work with huge corporations such as Microsoft to do these types of things so that we can scale it up to a larger level. There's a lot of people with need. 1, 2, 3 people, it's awesome because we're influencing lives. But there's a large majority of people that they're studying by candlelight still. Energy. We have a lot of different things all at once. So we have the team, we have the solution. We just need to approach the large corporations and get them involved. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and we do have a Microsoft and a Google program right now that offers free certificates of study, and we give those away like water. They're generally in blocks of 100, and I know Vincent has received that information to where he can go in and get the cybersecurity certificate. Those are donated to us directly from Microsoft and Google. So I'll put some more information about that with Daniel. Daniel actually runs that entire program. And that's part of our hackers conference. We do run the largest hackers conference in the United States history. It's probably the most famous. So we have Hack RedCon up at Kentucky Downs every year. But we also run Hack MedCon and Hack SpaceCon at the Kennedy Space Center. And that's where we're trying to bring opportunity with cybersecurity studies to thousands and thousands of students, because it is a growing field in these studies. Mona, how are you today? Oh, you're muted right now. Yeah. Yep, you're still muted. I'm not sure why, but that's okay. We see your shining face. Alf, what's going on this weekend in Germany? Alf Dawamakapoor. Alf might be busy. He was driving around London with his kids for quite a while and enjoying the good life. I'm going to go on then to Brima. Brima Rogers wanted to present today about CYPAN, and I know he's been popping in and out with technical difficulties from Sierra Leone. Any other business for the Global Embassy that anybody wanted to bring up? Charlie,
Marty, this is Alf.
Hey, Alf, what's
Do you read? As a person in this kind of field, in some ways, I used to used to be the chairman of the Humanitarian Relief Fund for the European Space Agency in connection with NASA and various other people. And what we did as a charity, we had independent people within, a bit like a group like this, but we all worked obviously at the same place. Well, not obviously, but we all worked at the same place, and we donated a certain amount of our salary every month towards this kind of thing. And because we were organized, and we had, like we are here, we managed to talk to European Space Agency and request that they hand over their old computers, which is what I think Mr. Hurd is saying, to us. And I literally, like someone else was saying, rebuilt those computers. But then I had to ship them. I mean, I think I shipped about 20 something computers and screens. And this is back in 2010 timeframe. And my father and I, we took those computers and shipped them out to Africa and put them in schools with screens and everything. But the other thing I'd like to say is I'm very big on buy-in, because the point is, what happens is you give something for free and people do not appreciate it. Having grown up in that culture, I mean, in both cultures, both in Europe and in Africa, in Brazil and various other places, the free thing is, disregarded. So what I did literally was I took, 32 flat screen, 20 something inch screens, 20 odd computers and laptops, and I got them to buy the mouse or buy the what's it called, keyboard or something, so that I've covered security, because they take ownership, because they bought something that added value to it. They take ownership of it, right? And this is something that we have to consider. The other thing was, not only did I do this on my own, but we also got other charities who were willing to take up computers and give them out. So because what we're doing is, I took on the costs for the computers I took, in terms of rebuilding them, putting either Ubuntu or Word or Linux or the Word OS on it, so that we could literally, ship them out. They're clean. There's no data from, space science and all the rest of it, classified, etc., on the computer. So I would suggest to Mr. Hurd that if you can get, either internally or amongst us, a group together, and we say, okay, fine, you guys have got phones. We have got a use for those old phones. You guys have got computers in your company, as you say, in New York. Is there any chance? I mean, nothing else, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Is there any chance that as a charity, we could pick them up, and if you've got somewhere to store them, and then we look for charities that are able to ship these things to where they're needed? It's a suggestion. That's what we did back in 2010, 15 years ago. So I don't know whether that's any help or not, but it would be. I would suggest that it worked back then. We continue shipping things, computers like that, to Ghana, to Liberia, to Nigeria, on this sort of basis. Find companies who, because every 3 years they renew their computers, the license or the warranty runs out, and and companies renew their computers. What do they do with them? We know that those that are interested can go pick them up, but they have to have some kind of policy, because, for instance, ESA, the European Space Agency, didn't want their computers being found on the market in Africa, or being found on the market in India, or being found in the market in Angola, because then they would be held responsible, even though they gave it to a charity.
That's right.
So,
Right. So we
answer,
have to be circumspect in doing that. So it's a suggestion I'm making. Yes, I can help, but only to a certain extent, because I'm doing a million things, as Marty knows. And I can also put you in contact with a charity who's going across West Africa at the moment, called something Nyansa. And they are literally going to schools, universities, and stuff like that, shipping stuff from Europe to, at least from Europe, taking any donations, whatever, training people on how to use the computers, how to build computers, and stuff like that. I was in Africa, right, in September last year in Ghana, speaking at the Black Star Square as a keynote speaker, telling them how to use these things, and spent 2 weeks on the ground with about 2,000 students, teaching them how to use computers, what is inside the computers for those computers that were broken and they could not be used for anything else per se. So, I mean, it's up to us to what we do and how far we take it. But as I say, there are opportunities there. We just have to tap into them. Thanks.
So, you know, with everything that you just said, my mind has been trying to calculate a solution to this problem on how to do this. The thing that I came up with is possibly we could tap into the New York City library system. Maybe we could have a training for young students to learn how to reformat computers within the library system. You know, libraries are based on education, and this is what we're promoting is education. And the library system has been around for many years. You may be having another organization such as what we have here in the United States is called Big Brother, Big Sister program. So maybe we could have Big Brother, Big Sister get involved in helping us to reformat computers to ship off to places of need. I don't know. I don't know all the solutions, but these are just ideas. Thank you.
I mean, it sounds like a solid idea. I mean, getting guys like, do you want to volunteer? We need guys to come in, volunteer, wipe all these computers and re-image them, blah blah. I mean, that's a great idea. That's a very good place to start. And you get the local community involved as well.
Yeah, go
If
ahead.
I could interject here, it's Charlene from Canada again. I've been involved in all of this. The transfer of licensing is very important, but having children reimage machines is probably a difficult thing to do because we don't know what would be on those machines. As I said, I experienced finding child pornography, and you don't want to distribute something to children before it's even formatted because you don't know. And I think anyone that's involved in this, to protect children further, it should be investigated that there be no child pornography or anything of illegal nature on any system that might be re-imaged. And re-imaging or formatting, it's all the same thing.
So if we break these computers down and then rebuild them so that we take out the memory, the drives, and then have the official people that know how to do it properly so that children aren't exposed, but maybe we can break them down all the way down to like the very basic components and then rebuild them. That could be beneficial. That way we're avoiding licensing and exposure to children of things that shouldn't be exposed to. I don't know the answers.
Well, formatting it, when you format it, it wipes it out. So then you have to put software on that they can use. Like once you format, it's wiped out completely. All you have to do is format the hard drive. You don't have to rebuild the machine. You format the hard drive, you get everything wiped on it. But then where's the money going to come from to put software on they can use? That's another thing that has to be considered.
If I may interject here.
Yeah.
As a process kind of person, process engineer, who has done a few things in terms of processing. This is detail that once we have the computers, we can go into. The process flow is get the computers. The next step is to sanitize the computers. Who sanitizes the computers before you go into rebuilding the computers? Now, these are things that we can do, but let's not at the moment throw the bathwater out with the baby out with the bathwater. Let's get the
Right.
computers, and then we can have, adults, certified adults, or even churches involved or mosques involved in sorting out, these computers that are, I mean, as I said, I use the word volunteers. Tim used the word, he was thinking about libraries and therefore potentially kids and all that kind of stuff. I use the word volunteers because I know what level you're going to go through, but we need to get the thing first before we decide how we're going to do it. I mean, I mean, the how is easy. I can put that process in place in 5-10 minutes. But then we'll need to have an outreach to get people to come and format it, because I know how long it took me to rebuild computers and stuff like that before I send them out to Africa. I did that personally, but the stuff that was on my computers I knew was classified because they were straight from the agency. But that's just a process thing, right? And if our processes are solid, then it would not be a problem.
So
But you still also have to get.
Is it possible to get the donors to clean off their computers before they donate them to us?
Well,
Why
technically,
you want to do,
Tim, yes. However, that puts a blocking step in in your acquisition of the process.
What you want to do is you want to legally transfer liability with lawsuit and child harm, or even an adult human who says, I got this laptop and it had all types of nudity on it. You want to transfer all of that responsibility to Nigeria. With Vincent has just said in the private chat, he will take care of this committee. And you want to find somebody right there where they live, in their main capital city, that owns a computer company. Now, if that computer company says we do this all the time already, we're selling 1,000 used computers per quarter. That's the kind of answer we want, Vincent, from a computer company. If the computer company then says we could be selling 4,000 if we could only find more used computers, and what they need to be is with the following specifications, which is what Alf has been saying. We need at least laptop computers that are starting on the year of 2023 and forward. We will erase them. We will accept all legal liability. We will reformat them. We will put the correct license software. We do that already here with the master Microsoft license in Nigeria. And then you have Vincent coming back to us saying, I'm having a lot of success with this. I got in the scholarship winner a computer. I'm having tremendous success with this. And the stopping problem now is they really could use an additional 3,000 per quarter, 3,000 laptops. And they can't find enough used computers here. So now, whether it's from Con Edison, the New York Library, out of Germany, wherever we're going to find these used computers, that's our next goal and mission. We need to find 3,000 laptops per quarter to ship in to. You have to have the legal source that is going to do the wiping, the selling. And Alf, I just want to echo something you also said. Nobody talked about this. I want to reaffirm what you said. When you give something away for free, it is not appreciated. And if it's free tickets to an event, you'll have 60% of people don't even show up. They will not take care of it. If you charge them $5 for the mouse, $20 for the keyboard, all of a sudden, not only have you legally created I paid for something, I own it now situation under law, but you have more responsibility. These psychological studies show that what Alpha's saying is correct. They take care of it more. They tell people, I bought this, not I was given a free handout. And he's absolutely right about that. So, Vincent, thank you for offering to take up this project.
Yes, thank you. So one thing I just want to add is that in addition to what Mr. Tim said,
you're going to need.
We can.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So one thing I will just chip in is that since Mr. Tim already suggested a committee, we can have a committee. Our volunteers also help, and then Mr. Alf can also join us, and then we can expand the committee based on this initiative. So I believe that there will most likely be a lot of people who would need this kind of support. But like Mr. Alf said, we would structure it in such a way that aside from giving it out for free, there also be a place where they can also contribute to the initiative. I think that's my input on that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And if you'll do an outline on that, that'll be great, because I'm going to need to move on with the latest outline that was submitted to the board from ALF, and I'm going to share my screen on that now. This is actually the Master Privacy and Global Data Privacy Policy with Administrative Breach Response Playbook. So this was put out to the board, and this is a draft copy that is being shared. It'll also be put into the group today. And so we're going to be rolling out a master policy regarding global data and how it is handled. You know, it is handled differently through different continents and countries. But he does have a great draft here on the Administrative Breach Response Playbook, and what are the responsibilities, who is going to do what will happen. And the majority of our privacy policy right now is through our members group, which is controlled by GoDaddy. So please be advised, members, you're going to see that draft policy to comment on, the global data policy. Any comments about that, Stormy, from the HR side on privacy, data, FERPA, HIPAA, Sarbanes-Oxley, Dodd-Frank?
No, I just think that we just would follow, you know, we can, I can review that and see if it follows along with like recommendations from other policies that I've come across as far as the privacy, because I deal with personal identifying information. And so I don't know how much of that we're actually gathering, and to see what the policy reads on that current, or what the draft reads, and then make sure it ties in with policies such as SHRM, which is Society for Human Resource Management, and they have great policy examples as well for data privacy as far as the personal identifying information. So
that'll be great. And even if we can get a sample policy to share with Alf from SHRM on, you know, data privacy, I'm sure that he would love to see from behind the closed doors of what SHRM is offering.
I can get that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be great if you could get a sample. I know you've got a login and password for them.
Yeah, I've been a member for I guess close to 20 years now.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, then I would like to showcase Brima Rogers now, and I'm going to
just a quick one.
Yeah.
The other key thing about the data policy is not only the data we are collecting, but it's also what we're storing and for how long we're storing.
Yes, sir.
That's it. Thanks.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Anybody else regarding the data policy and the global response mechanism that was shared in the board's group? I just want to make sure I'm not riding over anybody's voice and they were unable to speak. Anybody else that had comments about that? All right. Well, I think that that's good then. We will get that policy finalized. We'll get some help from Stormy from the Society for Human Resource Management. We'll share that with everyone and let the board look at it some more and let the members comment on it. And then finally, those things end up going up to the website where they're up there live for everybody to see. A lot of comments today from around the world. We're going to take a break for about 2 minutes here, but I did see a lot of comments, including from Dr. Desiree in London. Very good to see her. Dr. Desiree, thank you so much. And we'll be right back, guys. Take a break. Go get something to drink real quick. We're going to thank our sponsors today, and we'll see you back here in about 2 minutes.
Thanks for watching and stay tuned, we'll be right back. Be sure to support our amazing sponsors, stop by, say hello, and explore how you can do business together. We truly appreciate their partnership and yours.
Every generation, every sacrifice. Our nation's service members have stood up for our freedom, our families, and our future. Now it's our turn to stand up for them. This year, you can honor their service in a deeply personal way by sponsoring a $17 Veterans Wreath. Each wreath is more than a symbol. It's a heartfelt tribute to the heroes who served and to the families who carry their legacy. Visit wreathsacrossamerica.org to sponsor a wreath today. This isn't just a wreath. It's a personal gift to an American hero.
Let's play a game. Kilby?
You know what? ये लाइफ सेट वाली लाइन है स्कैम।
Yun nga, Medla.
सारा लाइफ सेट करते करते पूरी लाइफ ही मिले हो जाती।
And that concludes another edition of Road Gang Radio live from the Fastport Studios at the historic Degas House. How you doing, guys? Jimmy Mack, Radio Nemo. We want you guys to tune in from 7 to 11 Monday through Friday here on RadioNemo.com. You can also find us at iHeart. You can find us on Odyssey. You can find us on, of course, Facebook, YouTube, and all points in between. Hope you be there. 7 to 11 in the center of the country, 8 to 12. Be there for Road Gang Radio and Nemo Nation.
Hey, Chef out here. Want to tell you about my Amazon best-selling memoir cookbook, A Chef is Born, chock full of recipes. Also ranked the 77th book of all time out of 99, according to the Book Authority.
It's a good book by a better chef than you. Yeah.
Okay, guys, it's a good book by a better chef than you. Hilarious Chef Otto with his little niece. We are back again, and thanks for coming back to us. We have today, honestly, the opportunity with Brima Rogers from Sierra Leone to showcase a lot of what CYPAN is doing in the world, the Commonwealth Youth Network. And I'm going to share their screen. Brima is with us here today, but he has been having some technical difficulties. We have also a video by them, but this is what they're doing, guys. They are welcoming teenagers essentially from the age of 15 to the age of 29 to become a member of this group. And you may have noticed the things they're involved in, the power of youth, celebrating International Youth Day. Brima, are you there? And can you hear us? Are you on okay today?
Yeah, Martin, I'm there.
Okay, take it away. Tell us all about what's going on.
Yeah, thank you, Martin from Sierra Leone. Before going further, I want to say thanks to the management and the organizer of this show. I am Brima Rogers. Can you hear me?
Yes. You have two devices on at the same time. Mute one of them.
Oh, there you go. Looks like the static.
You have two devices on at the same time in the same place. Just mute one of them.
Okay, yeah. Okay, there you go. Try that, Brima. Yeah, I think he's going to turn off.
Hello?
Yeah, we got you now.
Okay. Thank you very much for allowing me in the house today. I am Brima Rogers from Sierra Leone. I'm representing CYPAN. It's a volunteer youth-led organization working around the 54 Commonwealth country. I'll give you a brief background of CYPAN, an overview of CYPAN. CYPAN was established to connect young people from various Commonwealth nations, fostering collaboration and advocacy for peace initiative. The network aimed to enhance grassroots, national, regional, and pan-Commonwealth efforts in promoting sustainable peace and countering violence extremism. It is supported by the Commonwealth Secretariat and was launched during the Commonwealth Head of Government meeting in Malta in 2015. The organization started operation in Sierra Leone in 2023 till date. Our mission and vision. CYPAN mission is to connect, build capacity, and support youth activists, including artists, entrepreneurs, civil society leaders, and students in their effort to promote peace and combat violence extremism. Our vision is to strengthen youth participation in peace-building efforts across all Commonwealth regions, ensuring that young voices are heard in policy discussions and initiatives related to peace and security. Yeah, moving forward to the Youthful Force, a global call for peace discussion. How do young people promote peace, building, hope, and change the world? In many parts of the world, young people are becoming powerful catalysts for change, especially in promoting peace. The role of youth in local initiative is often underestimated, yet our energy, creativity, and passion are vital to resolving conflicts and fostering lasting peace. Though grassroots movements, educational programs, and community outreach, youth are leading the change to create positive social change in their community. Their involvement in peace initiative is not just about responding to current conflict, but proactively preventing future ones. Moving forward, young people are actively promoting peace, fostering hope, and driving positive change. Our community development and conflict resolution often taking the lead in creating a more peaceful and sustainable world. How do we do this as young people across the globe? We said through education and awareness raising. We said peace education We are interacting peace education. We are integrating peace education into school curriculum, which I believe can equip young people with the skills and knowledge to resolve conflicts peacefully and promote understanding of human rights, gender equality, and social justice, or help young people understand the importance of human rights, gender equality, and conflict resolution. We are also promoting dialogue. At CYPAN, one of our major roles is to initiate dialogue. As youth, we are actively involved into facilitating conversation workshop and training courses that encourage open communication and understanding between different cultures and groups. We build awareness. We are involved in projects that raise awareness about social issues, environmental concerns, and the need for peaceful coexistence. Through our community engagement as young people, we are proactively engaging young people in initiating and participating in community-led projects like small-scale community youth farming, backyard gardening, sports events, and agricultural festival that foster inclusivity and collaboration. Youth-led social enterprise. Many young people are establishing businesses that addresses environmental and social issues, creating sustainable livelihood and promoting sustainable development through social enterprise, focused on areas like renewable energy, waste management, and ecotourism, contributing to both environmental and economic resiliency. We also embark on volunteerism as CYPAN is a volunteer-led organization. Youth are volunteering their time and skills in various activities, including music, theater, and sport, to promote positive change and build stronger communities. Example of youth-led initiative at CYPAN Sierra Leone, peace building training. In Sierra Leone, young people are trained by CYPAN, are actively mediating disputes and promoting peaceful coexistence between communities with disputes for land. Our conflict resolution and peace building, active participation. As young people, we are not only victims of conflict, but also active participants in finding solutions, using our experiences to initiate creative and peaceful resolution. We also embark on peace building or peace resilience. We are developing skills and knowledge to cope with the challenges of conflict and to help our communities resolve from violence. We promote reconciliation. How? Through dialogue and understanding young people, working to reconcile opponents and address the root cause of conflict. We also talk about leadership development, how we are doing this one. We say self-reflection. Youth are actively reflecting on their role as leaders and developing the necessary skills to address community challenges. We're empowering others. We are turning our own leadership skills while also empowering others to become agents of positive change at community level. We also talk about advocacy. As young people, we are ensuring our voices are heard in policy-making processes and actively advocating for the need of our communities across the globe, and by actively participating in these diverse initiatives. Young people are not just promoting peace, but we are also building hope for the future and transforming our communities one step at a time. We also mediate and conflict resolution. We train in peace building skills. Young people are mediating disputes, preventing escalation of conflict, and fostering peaceful resolution within our communities. We also talk about adolescents in post-conflict war setting, which is very key. Adolescents are not just victims of conflict. They are also active participants in peace-building efforts, contributing to our unique perspective and skills to help communities recover from violence. By actively participating in this initiative, young people are not only building hope within their communities, but also demonstrating that they are powerful agents of change, capable of transforming the world one community at a time, according to youth peace organizations like CYPAN. Moving forward, CYPAN Sierra Leone, our role as youth organization, we are to support vulnerable individuals and communities in becoming stronger and safer through a variety of development projects and humanitarian activities. As a youth organization, we work together to strive and reduce the impact of disaster for the most vulnerable people. Until now, much of the energy from youth across Sierra Leone has focused on preventing climate change, policy advocacy, and environmental justice from happening, mitigation. Those CYPAN recognize the importance of reducing greenhouse gas. Our predominant role lies in addressing the humanitarian impact of climate change adaptation. This is highlighted in Strategic 2030 with climate change adaptation. Our current project outlines the development and implementation of climate resilience livelihood program aimed at empowering vulnerable young people and communities to adapt to the challenges posed by climate change. The project seeks to address the increasing vulnerability of communities to climate-related impacts such as extreme weather events, changing precipitation patterns, and rising sea level. By promoting sustainable livelihood and building resilience, we aim at enhancing long-term well-being and economic security of vulnerable young people and our community across Sierra Leone and the globe. Climate change is a global crisis that significantly affects vulnerable communities, particularly those rely on agriculture, fisheries, and natural resources. The change in climate dispute, traditional livelihood exhibits poverty and undermine socio-economic development. This project aims to create climate resilient livelihood opportunities that enhance adaptive capacity, reduce vulnerability, and contribute to sustainable development in Sierra Leone and across the globe. Our objective of this project, we are working towards achieving the following objective. One objective, to enhance the adaptive capacity of vulnerable young people and our communities to climate change impact. Secondly, we wanted to create and promote climate resilient livelihood options. Thirdly, we want to provide the socio-economic well-being of targeted communities and young people across Sierra Leone and the globe. Fourthly, we are fostering sustainable development practices and environmental stewardship. Our current project activity, we talk about community engagement and need assessment. We've conducted preparatory consultation to understand the specific need and challenges faced by targeted communities, which we have achieved that one. Secondly, we have identified existing livelihood practices and access their vulnerability to climate change. We have also achieved that one. We identified potential opportunities for climate resilient livelihood based on local resources and capacities, which is ongoing currently. Capacity building and skill development. We have provided training and workshop on climate change adoption and sustainable livelihood practices for 30 vulnerable young people and from 10 project communities across Sierra Leone. CYPAN Sierra Leone has built technical skills of targeted youth groups related to climate resilience, peace building, peace awareness, peace education, agriculture, agroforestry, sustainable fisheries, and other relevant sectors. We are promoting basic financial illiteracy, entrepreneurship, and market linkage to support the development of viable livelihood initiatives. We are also embarking on livelihood diversification and innovation. How this is happening currently. We have supported the establishment of climate resilient livelihood initiatives, such as sustainable agricultural practices in Bond District, where the current president hails from. Secondly, we have facilitated access to appropriate technologies, inputs, and resources necessary for the success of those initiatives. Thirdly, our organization is promoting innovations and knowledge sharing among participants, in brackets, young people, to enhance adaptive capacity and productivity. We are also strengthening institutional support. We are collaborating with local government agencies, NGOs, CBOs, and other relevant stakeholders to create an enabling policies and regulatory environment for climate resilience livelihood program. We are advocating for integration of climate change, adaptation, and sustainable livelihood strategies into community development plan. We are also strengthening local youth groups to ensure the sustainability of the initiative beyond the project duration. Our expected outcome as an organization, we say we want to see increased knowledge and awareness of climate change adaptation strategies among vulnerable young people and targeted communities. We say we have established of climate resilient livelihood initiative leading to enhanced income and economic stability at community level, regional level, and at national level across Sierra Leone. We have currently improved adaptive capacity and reduced vulnerability to climate-related risk and shock. We have strengthened institutional support for climate-resilient livelihood at the local level. We have increased knowledge sharing and replication of successful practices within Sierra Leone. Our challenges. One of our major challenges as a volunteer youth-led organization are lack of financial and logistical support, constraint to access to funding opportunity, and the capacity building opportunity. This is what I have to the house. This is my presentation. I want to thank you all for listening and giving me the opportunity for participate into the program. Thank you all. Martin, back to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brima. I'm just gonna mute your microphone there because we're getting a little bit of feedback across the world. But showcasing what you guys are doing, and of course, you know, all of the climate initiatives. I just wanted to end today's show by saying, you know, we noticed a lot of your agricultural items and agri-processing and regenerative agriculture issues. I was just looking at those. I'd like to share that one more time with everybody to make sure everyone can see that. So let me just add that to the stage here again. If you're on their website, you will see CYPAN is listed there, and you know that's how I got in here. They are part of the Commonwealth of countries. It talks all about how do you get in on this, how do you join this, how do you become a part about this, who, what, where, why, when, how, what's it all about, what are they doing? That's all here. This is a massive website, guys, by the way. And when you look at the youth networks, you'll see all the networks near you. And you'll see CYPAN right here, the Commonwealth Youth Peace Ambassadors Network. And so this is where in Sierra Leone, Brima is speaking with us today. I had at least one comment said, where is he? Which of the 55 countries in Africa is he speaking from? Again, who we are, what we do, meet the team, the reports, all this type of stuff is here for the Commonwealth Youth Peace Ambassadors Network. When you're in there looking at COP30 and you know, the charting the climate future, he talked a lot about climate today and the climate future, and stop telling us we're the future, you know, and start getting us involved. I think that's very, very important. And you'll see a lot of agricultural stuff here. And that's what I was noticing, a lot of agricultural stuff. Even on World Environment Day this year, 2025, a lot of agricultural stuff. And I felt like I would be remiss on the agri-processing and regenerative agriculture and the tools for climate resistance and resilience. I would be remiss if I did not remind everybody that we are currently involved every day of the week in putting $1 million into Nigeria right now across 2 farms. And as of yesterday, we had raised $70,000 towards that. So we are busy hammering away at this every day. And you'll often see images on WhatsApp showcasing, you know, what our foundation chairperson is doing with me. And that guy's name is Chuck, C-H-U-K. So Chukwudi Eke. I know that's a difficult name for some people to understand. And anytime you want information about that, you definitely want to go to our website, TGEOC.org, where you can look up this type of stuff. Okay, so just go to our website at TGEOC.org, and you can walk in there and see, like, hey, I want to put $25 into this. Okay, we only ask people to do that one time during their life, $25. You don't need to be a crazy investor like me. But regarding all these initiatives, we are heavily involved in this every day of the week. And we are going to hammer forward and achieve this $1 million in cash. This is not our first time at the rodeo. We have done this already many times. So I'll just switch that screen over real quick to showcase, you know, where I'm not being confusing. If you do come into our website, you'll come in the front door right here, the Global Embassy of Culture. And what you would want to do is click over here under Love, and you'll see our good works. Go into our good works page. You'll see us working all across the earth. And you'll see for 20 years how we have raised $2.3 billion. There's Vincent, who's on today. Dr. Charlene was on today. Our Secretary General Shankar Damodar was on. Dr. Desiree was on from London. Stormy is on. Alf was on. Marty was on. And the guy I'm talking about right now is right here, because seeing is believing, Chukwudi Eke. He's right here, our foundation chair. But you'll see lots of people on here. And our steps to bringing in money to your project are right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And how we provide billions of dollars into these projects. And as you scroll down a little bit further, you'll see what we're talking about here in Sierra Leone, and how we have put 20 million into Sierra Leone with 54 model farms is right here. Anytime you want to click on something and go in and analyze that with your attorneys or your CPA or your financial planner, that's exactly what you'll do. You'll click on that and go in there and look at that and go through all that and examine that with them. And you'll come back to us 3 weeks later and say, we've ripped it apart with our financial planners and the attorneys. And yeah, it all makes sense. You guys are doing great work. I'm going to shift back to that page, because you'll see a lot of our other projects that we're doing, and commercials and videos and things like that. And, you know, if you do go in there to examine any of our projects, you'll probably see I'm the team leader on the financial side. And so that I'm not being ambiguous, you know, like right here in Nigeria, you can see we've raised 7% of $500,000 so far on the 1 acre fund. And so this is something, like I said, this is half the money that we're hammering away at in Nigeria. And this is going to buy seed, fertilizer, solar products, and food to boost incomes. And you can go in here and rip this down. Okay. And you can go through all the financial data for 20 years of financial data. And you can see today we have 859 people who have lent $25, and you'll see how we're going to get to 500,000. And if you want to see all those humans and examine them, I mean, that's all right here. Okay. Where they live all over the world and how we do this with billions of dollars all over the world. We have lending teams. Those are right here, our lending teams. Of course, we have our own lending team, the United States Presidential Service Center. And you'll notice that you'll see my face in here, and you'll see our lending team in here, and you'll say, oh my gosh, that's us. So if you want to come in here and be a part of this and join in, please do. And all of the loan details and how this works and the detailed repayment schedule and you know, all this type of data is here to rip down very, very slowly with your CPAs and your attorneys and your investment advisor. And like I said, just on this one fund alone, they've been with us 166 months. That's a long time. We have done 358,000 borrowers. This is just one out of almost 300 that we have, and about 25 million. And again, all the data is here. The average cost to the borrower, the profitability, the delinquency rate, the loans at risk rate, the default rate, all of the data for your CPA to spend that 3 weeks and send you a bill for $3,800. I ripped it apart. It all adds up. It all is legitimate. But I did spend the time for all the staff, and I ripped them down too with a private investigator. And the attorneys and the financial planner and the CPA are now saying that everything these guys are doing and all the awards they've won, and how we get the Coca-Cola Foundation to do all this with us, and many others like the Walton Foundation, and how we do all this. We encourage you to spend a couple of weeks looking at this before you do anything with your $25. But that's all we ask, is that you invest one time $25 during your time on Earth. This is the other one in Nigeria, $500,000. Okay. And I have invested in Sierra Leone, where Brima lives, many times. I have many investments. One of my craziest investments, I'll just end today by saying, was a female plumbing group. I never thought that I would be invested in a female plumbing company, but I did. And I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Alf, with his brilliance all the time. Alf is now driving. And Dr. Charlene, Shanker, Mona, Stormy, Vincent, Tim from up in New Jersey, Brima for his presentation, and everybody else that signed in and joined us. Does anybody have anything in closing? Any new business? We covered a lot of ground today, guys. We're just over an hour. I'm going to head on out and thank everybody. Anybody for any new business? If not, I'll see you in WhatsApp for our open door campaigns. This meeting is only once a month. So we do keep it lightweight. We do keep it trimmed down for you. I hope you have a great Saturday. I'm going to go get some college work done. And thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a great Saturday.
Yes, thank you.